Welcome to Two Broke Men, the podcast that teaches you how to be smart with your money. My name's Carson.
My name's Adam, and we are two broke men who think if you're broke, you're lazy.
Cue the intro. That's right. This is Two Broke Men, the podcast where we think if you're broke, you're lazy, which obviously we don't actually think that. It's clearly clickbait to make you think that we have a bad point of view, but there are a lot of people who work hard in this world and don't make it very far. And that depends on a lot of different things, but we're here to help you decide how to better your money and get you past that point where even if you are working hard and you're not making money, that you can in the future. Like I said, my name's Carson. I'm a 21-year-old college student who has been working hard to get my money up, not my funny up, as some would say. I drive the same car I've been driving for the past 6-7 years. And currently I'm unemployed. So really, I don't know if you should be listening to me, but trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And if you listen to this podcast, I guarantee you that you'll start earning and saving your money better than you were before.
And my name's Adam, and I'm probably even smarter than Carson
Okay.
because I drive my girlfriend's car. So I didn't purchase the car myself. So no, I mean, we kind of got together. So I mean, I just drive her car. She didn't really need it. So that's what we're doing. And I'm selling my car. So I mean, trying to get that money.
Just trying to one up me like that.
Yeah.
Just trying to one up me.
Trying to get that money off the first car, maybe put it towards something,
Yeah. Carson bought his own car. I kept my money like that.
Yeah, I just let my girlfriend buy her car so I could use it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, make her do it. Adam also has his girlfriend pay for food, pay for gas, pay for.
Yeah,
everything.
she makes all the money staying at home taking care of our kid.
I wish I lived like that. Can I move in, bro? I'll be lit.
Shoot.
Maybe I do need a girlfriend. Anyways, that's a totally different podcast episode. I am single, but I save money that way, and that's what's most important about that. So, and it all just depends. It's all relative. Your definition of success is something that can be fluent to you and only you, and we can't really judge you. We said if you're broke, you're lazy, but brokenness doesn't have to be just money. Brokenness can equal success in your own eyes as long as you're happy. My definition of success is I've set goals for my life that if I know I've achieved these goals, I know I've succeeded in life. And my main goal, and although it may not be a good financial decision for my goal is to own a McLaren and drive that. Even though I'm 6'5" and I probably won't fit in it, that's a big goal for me. Another goal for me is to have a nice, happy, healthy family. And just to be happy. Those are my three main goals. To know that I'm successful in life, and that can depend on you and how you live your life and how you feel about certain things. And if your definition of success is only money, then maybe we can help you find another definition or just help you achieve that one.
Right. You got people that their definition of success is being a millionaire tomorrow, when other people is like living their whole life and basing it off of what kind of legacy they leave behind for their family or what they built for their family. So I mean, it all depends.
What's your definition of success?
My definition of success, I mean, I'm 23 or about to be 23 in April. So my definition, I mean, I don't know, is to be somewhere I want to be by 25, which would be, happy, at work, doing something I love. And right now I'm doing machining, and stuff like that. So, it's not my ideal job. I didn't want to do this. I didn't see myself doing this. I mean, this is just a means to an end for me. I'm just trying to build my capital so I can put that towards something that, makes me to where, I'm free, I have that freedom of doing whatever I want every day. That's my definition of success. If you're able to, spend money on, vacations and do things with your family that maybe you weren't able to do growing up, or, buy things for your, family that you didn't have growing up, stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm shooting
Like
for.
like financial and mental freedom, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam's a grinder. If any of you don't know Adam, and I'm sure you don't, then you know he works really hard to make his money and to keep his family happy and healthy. And Adam literally would wake up at like 3 a.m. and go to work after the gym. Like he would get up at 3 a.m., go to the gym, and then go to work after that. All in like I don't know what, 2 hours, 3 hours.
It was like it was an hour and a half drive. I mean, but I'd get up, an hour earlier.
Oh yeah, an hour earlier so you could hit the gym before you went to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you can have like time off when you get home, just to grind even more, which is like crazy, man. That's just
Yeah.
that mindset is wild, and it's something that a lot of us don't really understand. Like for people who work 9 to 5s and or are just full time students, or do a little bit of both, work after they go to school. It's hard for them to know what it's like to wake up that early and make sacrifices to make your money like that. Adam, obviously he wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't happy with his pay. But tell me a little bit about how you feel about your job in general.
I mean, it's just a means to an end, I just gonna, I'm just using it to pay the bills and maybe have left, a little bit saved up that I can put towards something else,
Yeah.
So I mean, it, and before I got this new machining job, like you said before, I was doing all those crazy hours. It was just draining, mentally and physically, and I would just, wait for, the weekend to even recharge. So I mean, and plus, I didn't even go to sleep early either, because after I was done doing what I was doing, work wise, at home, like it'd be like 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. I'd maybe watch an hour long show with
Yeah.
my girlfriend, just to have that little bit of family time.
And you'd be grinding other stuff too. It's like, you had other ideas than just like kicking back and relaxing by yourself. And, after all that work you did that day, you still had energy to do other things with other people and get stuff done, which is crazy. A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of time management that you have. I mean, even my girlfriend didn't like it. I mean, she'd rather just me come home and spend all the time with her, but
Yeah,
I'm trying to
but I
do
mean,
things for the both of us, you know what I mean?
yeah, you're trying to set yourselves up for the future, which is, fantastic. Me being unemployed, it's like I have a lot of time on my hands right now. When I'm not in school. And so it's like me balancing how I'm supposed to use all this time correctly is just honestly, it's a taxing thing. Because I'm trying to find a new job that I like, that can set me up for the future. But also I need to find time to relax and hang out with friends and go to school. And I'm working on some other businesses right now. Adam and I are actually working on a drop shipping business that we just started recently. To help us get that financial freedom in the future. So it's something that we're working really hard on right now, but it should set us up for the future so we don't have to grind as hard. And that's something that I think is really important, that people our age, um like they have a hard time understanding, is that you need to work hard now so you can set up yourself for the future with the money that you have. And so like when I see people like partying at college, like I don't judge them, but I'm like, man, I feel like I'd have so much more time, like to just do things. And like I'm not shaming him or anything. Like if that's what you like to do and like that's your definition of happiness, that's great, but it just won't last.
Right. And I think when it comes to using your time wisely, especially if like you're a younger person, you're just going to college. Yeah, if your parents are paying for you, paying for your college, and you go to college and then you can party and you can go out with your friends, it's just like, man, I don't think I'd be interested in that just because of my mindset. And I'm sure you'd feel the same way. You'd probably just
Exactly.
rather stay home and work on your side hustle, because honestly, you're just going to college, maybe to make your parents happy. I mean, I didn't go to college. I would have went to college if my parents would have paid for it, but it was going to come out of my own pocket, and I didn't want to put myself in debt, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to chase my dreams and do other things.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way, dude. It's like when your parents are paying for your college and stuff, it's like it's really hard to convince yourself to start grinding harder. Like I feel like they're like super different because I feel like if you spend a lot of money, you're going to feel less adamant about doing your work. But I feel like at the same time, it's the opposite. Like when you are spending your own money, you feel more inclined to finish the work and do it well. So it's like, I mean, this day and age, a lot of people are dropping out of college. That's a straight fact. It's like it's not something to argue about. It's straight fact. Um, and it's for a reason. But some of these people who are dropping out of college just aren't built to make it like without a college degree. Like there are like I would say 3 or 4 types of people in the world. One, it's people who go to college to get the degree to focus on that major for the rest of their life because they actually enjoy it. 2, there are people who are going to college because they just want their degree and they're going to do something entirely different with it later on. And 3, people who just drop out of college and, feel like they can do whatever they set their mind to. And 4, people who drop out of college and still just work a 9 to 5 job that they don't enjoy for the rest of their life. So it's like really difficult for like people our age to decide on their future when they don't know what's ahead.
Right. I just think you should, always use that time wisely. I mean, yeah, it's nice, maybe every, other weekend, not every weekend or every day be partying or, hanging out with your friends because, you need to make time to plan your future. Your future is very important. And when it comes to, even if your parents are paying for your college and you're just going to go to college and then not even use that degree, you're just going to work afterwards. I mean, you got to think about the time you've wasted. I mean, you never know. You could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, the time and money because like could you imagine like I'm lucky to like have scholarships and stuff, so mine's not much, but like community college can cost a lot. Like could you imagine using that money for something else like starting a stock portfolio. I'm going to repeat that because I'm slurring my words. Starting a stock portfolio or investing it into some other sort of startup business and just thinking about what you can do that far with that amount of money when people are just getting a degree just to have it and like still working 9 to 5 jobs for the rest of their life.
Right. And then and think about if you were the parent, providing that money for the, your child's college and they go get their degree and they don't use it or they drop out midway. I mean, that's just like money just blowing in the wind that even your parents could have used for something else, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. It's basically going to waste if you're not being smart with it. But I mean, that leads me to a good other point. It's like, why do you think people can't save money correctly? Like if you're spending that money on something that you're not even going to use, like why are you even doing it? Because you could literally be saving so much more money than than you would if you weren't going to do that thing. Like why do you think people can't save money correctly?
Well, I mean, the way I save money is, I don't have all the. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't have all the fancy HBO Max, actual cable, all other subscription type things. Just because there's websites where you can get bootleg stuff. That's the same. The same quality.
Disclaimer: we are not telling you to pirate all of your shows. We're not saying that.
This might have been a wrong direction, but I mean,
but if you do, great job.
It's like buying iced coffees from Starbucks when you can just make them yourself,
Yeah.
And I've bought a lot of coffee from Starbucks. I'm not gonna lie, and
Yeah.
most of the time it's not that great. So it's like I can just make it better at home, Dude,
yeah. Like so, what I've come to realize, since I've been in like the stock market for like 2-3 years now, and I've been doing side businesses, side hustles for a bit, and focusing on my money. It's easy to see how you're not making enough sacrifices to maintain your wealth. And I think that's something that a lot of people can't grasp is that, and we'll get into this later. We haven't planned out to talk about the coffee thing, but like making those sacrifices will add up eventually. Making sacrifices. So say you have a trip planned with your friends and money's tight. Should you take that trip? No, you shouldn't. That's just the easy answer. You just have to make sacrifices in order to, maintain your wealth. Especially, I mean, I'm unemployed right now. Like, it's difficult for me to not spend money, but I'm still making conscious choices on almost everything. Today, I went to lunch with a coworker of mine and my brother, and I had to think about, should I go out and eat or should I just stay in here? It was beneficial to me because I was talking about a business I'm creating with my old coworker. But like it's gonna pay off in the meantime. But was it if had it been just for leisure, maybe I wouldn't have gone just to save that money. But I think what's most important is that you're not saying no to these things that you're invited to just because of the money. I think that you can still do these things and enjoy the time that you're giving to your friends. Say, for example, you get invited out just on like a random Friday night, and you're like, man, I really don't want to spend money. Like, we're all going out to eat. I'd rather eat at home. Maybe eat before you go and just go to hang out with them, because something that I've realized, especially with the pandemic, and I know that a lot of people are feeling it too, that social exclusion is bad for your mental health and it can take its toll. And in the end, you will not be happy if you are excluding yourself socially just to save money.
Yeah, and that's so true. I mean, if you're just sitting in your, like for you, like you said, you're unemployed. So, I mean, if you were just to stay in your room, for
Right.
24 hours every day of the week, it's gonna drain you. I mean, it's good to have your own alone time to where you can get things done, but then, you need some kind of
You have to know how to balance
interaction.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to know how to balance it, because if you can't balance it, you're not going to be successful. Time management is one of the biggest things that I've seen in successful moneymakers, is their ability to manage social gatherings, their job, their side businesses, everything like that. Time management is massive. So like I said with Adam, I think Adam manages his time very well. Adam got off work and he got on here and we immediately started recording. And I'm sure once we're done, we're probably going to grind something else, or he's going to, go hang out with his family. But he's managing his time extremely well. There are just some days where I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to do anything at all. And those are the days where I have to work the hardest.
For sure. And I mean, it can get that way. I mean, you just got to push through it, and once you see progress, and once you see your dreams getting a little closer, you're just gonna want to push yourself that much harder. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's the same thing whether you're going to the gym. You just want to you want to have that six pack or whatever. You start seeing little, like if you're dieting and you're going to the gym, you'll see that little progress. You're like, oh, I see that little indentation. I can see an ab. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You just get excited, and it makes you just want to go towards it. But even in this entrepreneurial place that you if you that you're some people are trying to be in, um, sometimes you won't see the progress, and sometimes it almost it's because it's a big, it can be whether it's overnight or it's never really overnight. You could spend 5 years working towards something and
Yeah.
not see any progress. It's just
It's
like
never going to be overnight, dude.
yeah,
Never.
dude. I mean, like I've been, doing stocks for years, and I'm working on my own strategy. But I mean, I think I could be up in the stock market, but I'm definitely down. And
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's basically like I went to college.
Yeah.
I'm down
I'm
in
down.
money and time.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm down too. But the thing is that the thing that's most important is that we're both of us are learning from our mistakes every time. Adam and I text a lot throughout the day, but it's not like us sending memes, although we do that sometimes. But most of it's like us talking about like our failures, where we failed, and how we're gonna better it next time. We're episode 3, I believe, is gonna be on the stock market, and we'll dive deeper into this. But like I said, I've been doing this about 2-3 years, and I still make big mistakes that cost me a good amount of money. But the most important thing is that I'm not giving up, and that's something that's important for both me and Adam. And yeah, we'll cover more of that on episode 3 in the stock market. But dude, what I'm wondering is like I said, one of my goals is to buy a McLaren, and it's a lot of money. It's very
Yeah.
expensive. And so I really, what leads people to make bad financial decisions like that, you know?
I think people, when they're invested in looking at Instagram or looking at someone that has a Lambo or McLaren or whatever, and like, oh, I want to be just like them, but to be honest, I mean, it's not just buying that vehicle or buying that, you know, property or whatever that made them who they are. It's, you know, where they started and working up towards, you know, their goals and achieving their goals to where they could afford that car. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do. I mean, like, there's this new thing that I heard of. Well, I don't know if you want to talk about it in this episode or not, but we can just cut it out. Anyways, there's an app, I think, and if you can literally have your car paid for. So what you do is you purchase
What?
you can purchase a new vehicle of some sort. You know, you just got to put the down, and then on the payments, you can like rent your car out for like a day or two of like the month or even more than that, and it'll literally pay for itself. It's like getting a free car because someone else is paying for it.
Uh, Wait, hold on. Repeat that to me again. Hold on. What is it? It's a it's an
It's
app that pays for your car.
it's basically an app that pays for your car because there's people that it's almost like Uber, like someone
Oh,
you're
you mean
uh,
you rent
uh,
out your car?
yeah, you rent your car out to
Oh,
that
is it
person for a day or two. Yeah, yeah.
what
You
it
rent it out for a day
what's
or
the
two
name?
or
Do you
something.
remember? Do you remember the name of it?
I think it starts with an R.
Maybe. Aaron was asking me about it. Aaron, one of my buddies from my hometown, he was trying to buy my car from me so that he could lend it out and start making profit. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna sell you my car. I'm gonna drive this car until I get it. Well, really, it's not a good idea, but you know, I'm planning on getting a Tesla next. Hopefully with a tax break, but you know, that's a totally different story. We'll cover that way down the road. But and then get a McLaren after that. But you know, those are bad financial decisions. Like cars are not good financial decisions unless you have, you know, a tax break paying for it, or you have a really really good deal on a used car, or like
Or you just have a
really,
good strategy. I mean, on
yeah,
how you're
or a
gonna do
great
it.
strategy. Like if you have a lot of money and you just decide to do it, then you should pay it out in full. Payments are never a good idea. But that's a little besides the point. But you know, like it's the same thing with buying a car. It's like, is that true happiness, and is it a good financial decision or is it a bad financial decision? Because like choosing temporary happiness over long-term happiness will always run your money out the door. And that's so true. It's like with drinking, with smoking, you know, going to the casinos. I indulge in that sometimes. Love a good casino. You know, video games, fast food, expensive restaurants, expensive clothes, like all of that is temporary. It won't last you a long time. And so like with that, it's out the door. Like you go to a restaurant, you eat it once, sure you enjoyed it. How's it going to taste the next day? You don't know. You know, it's
Yeah,
like so
I mean, you can go ahead. I mean,
I mean, it's just like, you know, it's you're paying for something that won't last long, but you are paying for your happiness, which is where the thin line is. You know, it's important that you make sure that your priorities are clear when you start purchasing things that will make you happy. You know, is this something that is worth the money that I'm spending it on? You know, like if you have enough money to be able to splurge like that, that's great. Just make sure that it's in moderation. Like I don't need to be going to the casino every weekend and dropping $300, $500. I would be bankrupt in like a few months. You know, it's just not worth it. So it's like, but you know, every you know 1 or 2 months, maybe I go up there with my friends and you know make my money last. You know, not trying to win money, just trying to have a good time. It's totally different. You know, drinking every single night in your house by yourself is not going to bring you happiness, except for the short time that you're doing it. You know, it's just going to be a waste of money. It's just going to start draining it. And you know, you could put that money somewhere way better.
yeah, there's a mentor of some sort that I read it. It was a quote, and he said basically that you don't purchase yourself a luxurious item unless you can afford it twice. So like if
Did
you
Kanye say
don't
that? I think Kanye said that.
maybe probably
Yeah, I
it's
swear
like
Kanye West said that.
if you can't buy a McLaren once, if you can't buy it twice, then you
Yeah,
can't
don't
afford
buy
it.
it once.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
I've heard
like
that.
or just make it my quote. I just play.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll
So
just we'll add in all the mumbles and rolling of your tongue in that into the quote.
perfect. Yeah, for sure. That's me. Not playing. So also when it comes to purchasing that vehicle or whatever, like say, you can't really afford it. It's like, oh my gosh, he's got this nice car, but look at his house, or you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, it's like,
exactly.
and then you also have, when you purchase nice things or you have nice things, there's leeches. You attract leeches. There's
Oh,
people that'll
definitely.
just try to leech off of you and try to, you know, try to get what you have. You know what I mean? Because, oh, he has money. They're gonna try to get something off of you, and it's
Yeah,
just not good.
we'll talk about that way down the line. I'm sure I have an episode planned out for that already, but like seriously, like when you start making money, you'll see who's a real friend and who's not. And like a lot of, successful people will tell you to make your friend circle extremely small with people who are also pursuing a successful future and your close friends who you can trust more than anything else. Because I guarantee you everyone will backstab you for some money. It's just a fact.
Yeah, I mean, even family. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy what money can do to people. The
Yeah.
greed, the jealousy, everything.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Like I run a Discord server for Christians to help them like further better their mindset. It's called Trade by Faith, not sponsored. But like it's helping people become Christ like, and you guys don't have to feel the same way, but like it helps people better their mindsets to be less focused on money and the greed of things and more focused on how you can do this correctly. Like it's okay to, have a lot of money as long as you're not spending it on clubs and, drugs every weekend. It's like it's its own thing in and of itself, but it's all about the mindset. And for people who don't have experience with a lot of money, it is a very acidic, toxic mindset that they start to get in their mind. It's like, if you go out with your friends and pay for their dinner once, will they expect you to pay for your dinner again? Is that a good friend, or is that not a good friend? Like I pay for my friends' dinners, all the time. Not to brag, but like I'm not saying this to say like I have a lot of money. I'm saying this to say I care about my friends. Like I'll buy my friends like, you know, computer gear or Xbox controllers or dinner, whatever, because I care
Yeah,
about them and I want to enjoy that moment with them, but they don't expect me to do that again.
right. Yeah, I had a coworker that his bank account froze and he didn't have money for lunch, and I literally took him to Taco Bell. Just, you know, I mean, I didn't even know the guy that long, but I could tell that he was a genuine good person. I mean,
Yeah.
but who knows really, until you really dive into, that person and really know what they're about, and you had them around long enough to know who they are, or, you know, but he seemed like a good person. So, I spent $5 on Taco Bell for him, just a good act of kindness.
Yeah, exactly. And like he's not going to expect that over and over again. It's like Adam, Adam gave a act of kindness, but it wasn't something that's going to be taken advantage of, and Adam knows that. Adam knows that if he keeps asking that he shouldn't do it because people will just take advantage of him. Just be smart about the things that you're offering people, and like just make sure people aren't taking advantage of you. And that's way down the line when you hopefully everyone who's listening to this podcast has made a lot of money. And like, I don't know if you've ever heard about like jackpot lottery winners. Like their families will do anything to get that money. Like people have killed people. People have like taken other people to court. I read this article probably a year ago about this grandma who shared her ticket with her grandson and they won like $1 million, and she took him to court for like half or all of it, whatever it was, because like she didn't think it was going to be a winner. Like it's crazy, what people
Wow.
do out of like greed. So I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, like I don't know. Going back on that topic about, saving money, not to totally throw this into another gear, but it's on my notes, so I have to cover it. It's going back to that $5 coffee. I said we were going to talk about it later, and now we're talking about it. Is that $5 coffee actually going to save you money in the long run? What do you think, Adam?
I mean, what is it? $5 coffees will cover your gas. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not good to do maybe every morning unless you can really afford it. But then it's like it's still money you could have saved.
Right.
But, if you're, it's been a long week and you're like, man, I could use a coffee, tomorrow morning. So I mean, and then you go get your coffee. I don't know.
Like I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, just because I can. Like, you're gonna spend that money anyways. Why not spend it on something that you're gonna enjoy?
Right. I mean, true. And I mean, it's not too expensive to be, you know, complete luxury.
Right.
But it's a luxury to someone else. You know what I mean? That can't really
Exactly.
afford it.
That's a great way to put it. Just because it's not a luxury for you, it could be a luxury for someone else. That's good. It's like, I don't want to say that was a wrong answer. Like, it's not a wrong answer. Here's what I feel is the best answer to that question is I feel like you can enjoy that luxury every once in a while because it's not going to drain your bank. It's something that you can afford after looking at how much money that you have and how much you're making. Can you afford that? And how many times can you afford that without it actually affecting you? And where would you put that money if you weren't spending it on that coffee, So let's say, for instance, that I decide for a week I'm not going to buy coffees. I don't drink coffee, but let's say, for instance, I do $5. 5 times 7, that's 35. I think I'm terrible at math. $37, that's a tank of gas. Adam's right, but what am I using that gas for? To go get the coffee? It's its own thing. If I save that money, where is it going to go? And the real answer to this, the real answers, the very real, not if, buts, and what's, the real answer is it's going to just sit in your bank account until you use that money again later. Where most investor gurus will literally just tell you, you need to put that money in the stock market. Listen, you don't need to put that money in the stock market. I'm not going to lie to you. $25 is not going to make you crap in the stock market because it's all percentages. You need money to make money in the stock market. And episode 3, like I said, it's going to be about stock market. So we're going to cover this a little bit later.
And if you cannot save money, you'll never have money to put
Exactly. And we're going to cover a savings account next episode. So make sure you tune into that one. But still, like, the thing is that $25, even if you somehow make 100% gain on a stock in over a year, which won't happen unless you're actively trading. It's not going to be passive. You have to be actively like day trading, which is very risky. If you're doing $25 for 100%, you're going to make only $25 back. And you have to ask yourself, how much was that time worth to me? So my answer to this, and you don't have to do this, this is not financial advice, it's only a suggestion, is take those luxuries, use them in moderation. I'd say once a week if you can afford it, or not at all if you can't. And wait till later. Let that grow before you put your money into the stock market. Learn how to paper trade the stock market, maybe in Trade by Faith, not sponsored. And then grow it later on. Focus that money on being happy long term and making your money long term and using it for things that you need, like gas, like Adam said, instead of, investing it into an account that's probably going to go broke in the next 3 weeks anyways.
We're not talking marijuana when we say gas, by the way. We're
talking
about fuel for your vehicles.
We're talking about my Nissan Sentra being filled up for $40. That's what we're saying.
Right, or you can go electric.
It's a hot take, but literally, I guarantee you none of those gurus. I guarantee you all of these financial gurus are drinking that coffee every morning. I guarantee it. They're all full of crap. They're all full of crap, except for me. Except for me and Adam. We are not full of crap.
I might
$6 on a coffee the other day, but I don't drink coffee. It's chai tea. It's whatever.
I might get, a McFrap, every once in a while. That's about
sometimes
it.
you gotta Mountain Dew's
I was
good.
craving it last week, and I finally got me one this week. So
Oh, hey,
I
that's
held
good though.
off.
That's
I
exactly what
held
we're
off.
saying. You held out. You saved that money for a little bit. You worked a few hours of your job to make sure you could pay for it. And that's the important thing. But you know, whatever. I think we're about at the end of our time. I haven't been really watching a clock, but I'll have to assume. Thank you guys for listening so much. Check out our socials. We'll have them up by the time this podcast is live. I'm sure it's Two Broke Men on everything. If not, then I'll probably put it in the description for this Spotify, iTunes, whatever I'm putting this on. And check back next week. We're probably going to be posting these podcasts every Thursday. I would assume at noon, every Thursday at noon. If not, we'll change it. We'll let you guys know. But yeah, make sure you guys listen to our next one. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be on savings accounts, which I'm sure everyone here has. So it applies to you. Have anything else to say, Adam?
Well, I hope you tune in and keep tuning in. And then, I mean, that's all I have to say. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of interesting things to talk about and cover. But I mean, that's for you to decide.
Yeah, this was our first one. We did it on the first try, no mistakes, nothing at all, definitely not. But we think this is gonna be good, and we hope you guys enjoy this. Maybe leave a comment, tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, and we'll see you guys next week.